Alright, quick update on MOOV. So, it looks like once again, MOOV is moving very harshly. If we look on the daily time frame, we have just invalidated a very important macro uptrend that we've been in. At least I can call this macro in terms of how long MOOV has been trading for. At least on Gate.io, this is one of the most macro patterns we've got going. 40 days worth of data traded, and we've now fallen to the downside of it today. What is very ugly about this, as you can see, as we came down for the retest yesterday, huge amounts of volume stepped in. Looking at what's going on today, huge amounts of volume stepping in. If we were about to kind of put in a higher low at this region of time, you'd really want to see the volume start subsiding a lot. And bear in mind, there's not a crazy amount of volume here compared to what happened yesterday. Bear in mind, we're only halfway through the day. The stock market has not even opened yet. So it could get a lot uglier for Dotmoov. It could get a lot uglier for a lot of these moved earns. I have personally been sitting on the sideline for this for a very long period of time. Since we started covering this, I think we didn't cover it up here. I think we started covering it somewhere around about this region. I'm pretty sure we were around here. It was been about a week since I last covered it, so I imagine we started maybe on the 1st of May. We did our first video on this. We've been chopping to the side, and what I've personally been looking for, I told you I was looking if we were going to break bullish for a swing trade back up to the top of this pattern, but we would have only got in after we've broken outside of this triangle pattern. And as you can see, this triangle pattern, we were waiting for a break. The break has finally happened today, and it didn't happen in the direction that we wanted to go, which is a good thing because we were sitting on the sidelines. We weren't assuming that we were going to break either way. We were simply waiting to react, and reacting now, it looks like we are getting ready for that breakdown to the downside. So where do I think Dotmoovs needs to bottom if it does want to survive? It looks like, in my opinion, we're coming down about another 17%. I really don't see us bouncing from here. I could be wrong, but the amount of bearish momentum that we've got coming in right now, it seems like we're having a baby bounce in the past 2 hours as Bitcoin is trying to hold this 33,000. But I've made a bunch of videos on this already about what is going on with the stock market. I think when the stock market opens today, we are going to decide whether we're breaking bullish or whether we're breaking bearish. The DXY pre-market already made a new all-time high and looks pretty great, which means the stock market is not setting up for the greatest opening. And also, if the stock market starts tumbling, Bitcoin could start tumbling and take MOOV out with it. So I still haven't entered a trade. I'm not looking to enter a trade at this moment of time. Even if we come down and have a strong bounce at 2.5 cent, I'd not be entering a trade. We've only just switched to a super bearish stance over on Dotmoov on the momentum indicators and lower time frames. The bears are in full control of what's going on. Tons of or at least a decent amount of selling volume as we broke down. You can see we almost tried to come up and retest, but we didn't even have enough momentum to push up to 3.5 cent, and now we've started breaking down. So pretty brutal move today. MOOV is down 12% as of the time of recording this. If we look at MOOV on our oscillators, if I can find it, where is it? Here we go. Here's MOOV. We're still kind of sitting around that heart line on the daily, so we have a lot of room to move to the downside potentially. Even on the 4 hour, we have massive potential to move down. Higher time frames, massive potential to look to come down, and it does seem like this was your local top on MOOV. So like I said, I would be sitting on the sidelines for this. I'd only really be tempted to make a trade on MOOV if Bitcoin successfully holds 32,500. If we don't, then it could get a lot uglier for Bitcoin. Bitcoin could come down to 29,000. What do you think that's going to mean if Bitcoin moves down another 13%? Well, Bitcoin is only down 2.8% on the day, and MOOV is down 12%. This could mean MOOV could potentially come down all the way to the lows, which I don't necessarily find the most likely scenario. However, my money is where my mouth is. I am much more interested in picking up Bitcoin in this dip than picking up MOOV. Sorry if you are, expecting me to say buy MOOV at this moment in time. MOOV is exceptionally bullish, blah blah blah. I'm not going to sugarcoat the information. I'm not going to lie. The data, I'm looking at this objectively. The data looks bad. It looks like we're breaking down 4 hourly time frame. You are in a bearish stance in terms of your EME ribbons. Until we flip above that, then I can't be bullish. And your best case scenario for Dotmoov, I'm going to finish the video on this note, your best case scenario for Dotmoov is one of my favorite sayings: a failed move equals a fast move in the opposite direction. What does that mean? If Bitcoin manages to hold 32.5 to 33,000 today, and we have a big rally coming into this week, then a failed move, meaning this breakdown that I'm expecting to 2.6 cent, if we do quickly reverse back above the 4 cent region, we could have a big rally all the way up to 9 cent, and I would definitely be interested in making that trade. But at this moment in time, I don't see any trade entries, I don't see any bottoming signals. We're seeing increased momentum, we're seeing increased volume as we are coming down to these levels. So keep an eye on Bitcoin. If Bitcoin's able to make a huge bounce, and I foresee a trade playing out on Dotmoov, I will be the first to update you. If you don't see an update from me for the rest of today or tomorrow, just what I said today: the trend is your friend until the end. Until we break bullish, then there's really nothing else to talk about. We've only just broken down from a big pattern, bearish volume coming into it, bearish momentum coming into it. We're below your EMA ribbons on most of the time frames. I'd be very cautious about trading Dotmoov right now. That's all I've got for you. I will give you an update if I do plan on entering a trade on this. At the moment, I've got my money where my mouth is. I'm sitting on the sidelines, mainly in Bitcoin, hoping that the bounce comes in. I mean, I would like to buy cheap Bitcoin, but I would also prefer for Bitcoin to reverse and for me to be able to trade these altcoins rather than just DCA Bitcoin for the next year. But I will be prepared for either situation. I'm not willing to enter a trade right now with the way that Dotmoov looks. I'm expecting at least a breakdown to 2.6 cent. That's all I've got. Hope you found value in this video. As always, cowboy out, not financial advice. Peace.